Hello, everyone, and welcome to this important talk today. If you're over 60 and you've been taking vitamin B12 every day, I want you to pause for just a moment and listen closely. I'm Dr. Michael Williams, and I hear questions like this almost every single week in my clinic from folks just like you. Doctor, I've been taking my B12 faithfully, but why do I still feel so tired? Why is my mind foggy, or why do I get dizzy sometimes? And what's with this numbness in my hands and feet? It's a common story, and it breaks my heart because so many seniors are trying hard but not getting the results they deserve. Just the other day, a kind gentleman in his late 60s came in. He was 68 to be exact, and he'd been on vitamin B12 for over 7 years. His blood tests, they looked perfectly normal on paper, but his energy was fading away. His balance wasn't what it used to be, and his memory? Well, it was slipping more than he'd like to admit. What really surprised him, and what I want to share with you today, is that he wasn't short on vitamin B12 at all. No, the issue was how he was taking it. He was doing it the wrong way, and that's something new research is shining a light on, especially for us adults over 60. You see, there's one very common mistake with B12 that can block how your body absorbs it, and over time it can quietly harm your nerve function. In this video, I'm going to explain that mistake in simple terms, why so many doctors might overlook it without meaning to, and most importantly, how you can take vitamin B12 the right way so it really helps your brain, your nerves, and keeps your energy up for the long haul. We're going to take our time here because I know this is important, and I want to make sure you understand every part without feeling rushed. Before we get started, why don't you drop a comment below? Tell me your age and where you're watching from today. And if you're taking B12 but still dealing with fatigue, brain fog, or that pesky numbness, share that too. Your stories help everyone in our community feel less alone. Oh, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I put out videos like this every week with practical, life-saving health tips to help you thrive well into your golden years. All right, let's start at the beginning. Most folks think that if their blood test shows a normal B12 level, then everything's okay. But for adults over 60, that's not always the full picture. Vitamin B12 is like a superhero for your body. It helps your nerves work right, keeps your brain sharp, makes red blood cells, and supports your overall energy. Without enough of it that your body can actually use, your nerves can start to act up. That's why you might notice early signs like tingling in your hands or feet, trouble with balance, feeling worn out all the time, forgetting little things, or that foggy feeling in your head. Now here's the tricky part, and I'll explain it slowly. As we get older, our bodies change in ways that make it harder to absorb vitamin B12. By the time we're 60 or so, more than half of us have less stomach acid than we used to. Stomach acid is key because it helps pull B12 out of our food and supplements, so our body can use it. If there's not enough acid, the B12 just sort of passes through without doing much good. I remember a patient named Margaret. She was 71 and such a sweet lady. She came in complaining about burning feelings in her feet and getting dizzy a lot. Her regular doctor had checked her B12 and it was 4/20, which is in the normal range. They told her she was fine, but her problems kept getting worse. What a lot of people don't know is that the usual blood test for B12 only shows what's floating around in your blood, not how much is actually getting into your cells where it counts. Especially for us seniors, you can have normal blood levels, but your nerves might still be hungry for more B12. That's why so many older adults take B12 for years and don't feel any better. It's frustrating, isn't it? You think you're doing the right thing, but the benefits just aren't showing up. Let's talk about the first big mistake I see all the time. A lot of seniors pop a standard B12 tablet and swallow it with water, figuring it'll absorb just like any other pill. But for folks over 60, that often doesn't cut it. Absorbing B12 needs something called intrinsic factor, which is a protein made in your stomach. As we age, our bodies make less of this intrinsic factor. Without enough of it, those swallowed tablets don't get absorbed well. This isn't something unusual, it's really common. That 68-year-old patient I told you about earlier, he was taking his B12 every morning, just like the bottle said. Same dose, same everything. But his nerves were still suffering. When we switched up the form of B12, not even the amount, just the form, his symptoms started to get better in just a few weeks. So, The form of vitamin B12 you choose is just as important as how much you take. If this is ringing a bell for you, go ahead and like this video. It helps the channel grow and gets this info to more seniors who need it. Now, moving on to the second mistake, which is picking the wrong type of B12. If you go to the store and look at the shelves, you'll see cyanocobalamin everywhere. It's cheap, it lasts a long time on the shelf, but for older adults, it's often the least helpful. Cyanocobalamin is a man-made version of B12. Your body has to change it into the active form before it can use it. That changing process needs a healthy liver, the right enzymes, and good antioxidants. But as we hit 60 and beyond, that process can slow down. I had a patient named Robert. He was 72 and had been on cyanocobalamin for ages. His blood tests were okay, but he had numbness in his fingers and trouble walking steadily. We switched him to methylcobalamin, which is an active form, and wow, what a difference. In about a month, his balance was better, and after 3 months, the numbness was way down. Studies back this up. Active forms like methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin get absorbed and used much better by older bodies. Another thing about dosage and timing. A lot of seniors take B12 just once in the morning and call it good. But since B12 dissolves in water, it leaves your system pretty fast. If you have absorption troubles, one dose might not keep levels steady for fixing nerves. And let's clear up something about shots. Some people think B12 injections are the only way to go. They're great for really bad deficiencies, but not everyone needs them. A good sublingual B12, that's the kind you put under your tongue, can work just as well for many folks. It skips the stomach and gets absorbed right through the mouth tissues, which is perfect if your stomach acid is low or you have tummy issues. The big takeaway so far, if you're over 60, just swallowing a regular B12 pill might make your test look normal, but it might not be helping your nerves much. Now let's ease into the third mistake, which catches a lot of people off guard because it's not about the pill itself. It's about when and how consistently you take it. Many seniors only take B12 when they're feeling extra tired. They might skip days or stop altogether when they feel okay, then start up again later. But nerves don't heal like that. B12 isn't like a cup of coffee that perks you up quick. It's more like a building block for repairing your body. Your nerves need a steady supply every day to fix the protective coating around them, called myelin. If you take it hit or miss, the repair work gets interrupted. I saw this with Elaine, a 70-year-old who only took B12 on her bad days. She'd feel a bit better temporarily, but her numbness, balance, and memory never really improved. Once she started taking it every single day without skipping, things turned around. After 2 months, the tingling didn't get worse, and after 4, her balance was noticeably better. Another timing tip: don't take B12 too late in the day. Some folks do it at night, and it can mess with sleep for a few people. Bad sleep leads to more stress and inflammation, which slows down how well your nerves heal. For most, morning or early afternoon is best. It boosts your energy during the day without keeping you up. And don't forget about water. Staying hydrated helps everything work better. B12 needs to get inside your cells, and if you're a bit dehydrated, which happens easily as we age, nutrients don't travel as well. So sip water throughout the day. It makes a difference. One more thing before we move on. Some medicines can get in the way of B12. Things like acid blockers for heartburn, metformin for diabetes, or certain antibiotics. I'm not saying stop your meds, never do that without talking to your doctor, but it means you might need to tweak how you take B12 to make up for it. By now, you might see that it's not usually one big mistake. It's a few little ones adding up that stop B12 from working its best. Let's take a breath here and think about that. In the next part, I'll walk you through the right way to do it, step by step, based on what I recommend to my patients. Okay, welcome back if you're watching this all at once. Or hello again if you've paused. We're building on what we talked about, those common slip-ups with vitamin B12 that so many seniors make without realizing. Now let's get into the good stuff. The correct protocol for taking B12 if you're over 60. This is what I share with my own patients, and it's helped so many feel steadier, sharper, and more energized. We'll go through it nice and easy, one step at a time. First off, the form of B12. For most folks in their 60s and up, I recommend methylcobalamin, or a mix of methylcobalamin and adenosylcobalamin. These are the active kinds. Your body doesn't have to convert them. It can use them right away. Steer clear of just using cyanocobalamin, especially if you've got nerve issues like tingling or balance problems. It's okay in a pinch, but the active forms are better for us older adults. Second, how you take it, the delivery method. Swallowing a plain tablet isn't ideal for many over 60 because of those absorption hurdles we talked about. Instead, try sublingual B12. That's the type you place under your tongue and let it dissolve slowly. It goes straight into your bloodstream through the mouth, skipping the stomach troubles like low acid or less intrinsic factor. This simple switch can make a huge difference in how much B12 your body actually gets. Third, the dose. Low amounts might not be enough to push past absorption issues in seniors. A good starting point is 1,000 to 2,000 micrograms a day. Some people start higher and then drop down for maintenance. Don't worry, B12 is safe. It's water soluble, so extra just gets flushed out. But always check with your doctor if you're on other meds or have health conditions. Fourth, be consistent. This is huge. Take it every day, rain or shine, not just when you're dragging. Nerve repair takes time, weeks or months, so steady is the way to go. Think of it like watering a plant. You can't skip days and expect it to thrive. Fifth, timing. Morning or early afternoon is prime for most. It gives you that energy lift during the day. If you notice it keeps you awake, definitely avoid evenings. Pair it with a meal or not. Sublingual doesn't need food, but whatever works for your routine. Sixth, don't forget the helpers. B12 teams up with other nutrients like folate and B6 for the best nerve support. But watch out for synthetic folic acid. Natural folate or methylfolate is often gentler. Again, keep it simple. Maybe look for a B complex that includes these, but talk to your doc. Seventh, track how you're feeling, not just the tests. Blood work is useful, but notice if your numbness eases, if you walk more confidently, or if your mind feels clearer. Those are the real wins. I had a 75-year-old patient who stuck to this plan. Her labs didn't change much, but she stopped falling, walked better, and felt more like herself. That's what counts. Now let's be real. B12 is great, but it's not a cure-all. If you've had nerve damage for years from things like diabetes, back issues, or just wear and tear, B12 helps repair but won't fix everything overnight. It's supportive, like a good friend helping you along. Blood sugar is another biggie. If it's high, it can hurt nerves directly. So if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, managing that alongside B12 is key. Eat balanced meals, move a bit each day. Nothing extreme, just steady. Inflammation can block B12's benefits too. Things like poor sleep, too much stress, or sitting all day crank it up. Try gentle walks, deep breaths, or a good night's rest to keep it down. Small changes add up, and sometimes symptoms aren't from B12 at all. Maybe it's neck issues, wrist problems like carpal tunnel, or other nerve things. If things worsen, see your doctor. Don't just up the dose on your own. Let me tell you about a 73-year-old man who learned this the hard way. He read online and doubled his B12, but nothing improved. Turns out he had spinal stenosis. His nerves were squeezed. Once diagnosed and treated, B12 became a helper, not the fix. All right, let's pull it all into an easy action plan. If you're over 60 and on B12, here's what to focus on. 1. Look beyond lab numbers. Normal doesn't mean your nerves are happy. Watch how you feel over time. 2. Pick the right form, active like methylcobalamin. 3. Right method, sublingual for better absorption. 4. Effective dose, 1,000 to 2,000 mcg daily, or as advised. 5. Every day, no skips. 6. Morning or afternoon timing. 7. Support with hydration, blood sugar control, sleep, and stress management. 8. If no improvement, check for other causes. This approach can really protect your nerves, boost memory, and lift energy. But remember, it's about doing it right, not just doing it. I recall a woman in her 70s who thought B12 was useless for her. We tweaked the form, method, and consistency. 3 months later, she said, "I feel steady now. I trust my steps, and words don't escape me." That's the power of getting it right. As we wrap this section, think about your own routine. Is it truly helping or just a habit? In the final part, we'll tie it all up and hear more from you. Welcome to the last part of our chat on vitamin B12 for seniors. If you've been with me from the start, great job sticking around. Your health is worth it. We've covered the mistakes, the whys, and the how-tos. Now, let's reinforce it all and make sure you leave with confidence. To recap quickly, many over 60 take B12 wrong by using ineffective forms, swallowing pills that don't absorb well, being inconsistent, or ignoring timing and supports. But with active forms like methylcobalamin, sublingual delivery, daily doses of 1,000–2,000 mcg in the morning, plus good hydration and lifestyle tweaks, you can see real changes. Don't expect miracles overnight. Nerves heal slowly. But persistence pays off. And always, if symptoms stick around, get checked for other issues. One more story. A 69-year-old lady from my clinic switched to sublingual methylcobalamin after years of no luck with tablets. Consistency was her game changer. After a few months, her fatigue lifted, and she could garden again without dizziness. Simple adjustments, big results. Now, I encourage you, review your B12 tonight. Ask, is this supporting me or just a box to check? Make changes thoughtfully, maybe chat with your doctor. Before we end, comment your age, location, B12 form, and planned tweaks. I read them all. Your input builds our community. If this helped, share with a friend. Many seniors need this info. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more senior-focused tips. Remember, B12 is key after 60, but only done right. Take care.